Hey everybody, I have one new piece to show you today. First, I thought I would show you the original sketch that I made. Here it is. I call it Frontside Grind. It just describes what it is. It's a guy or a girl, I think it could be either one, right as they've reached the top of the ramp and they're making that frontside turn, grinding the back trucks on the coping. I originally made this back in July. About 3 months ago, I drew the initial sketch pretty fast, and then for some reason I just put it off. I just didn't feel like finishing it for some reason up until like last week, pretty much. That's kind of a problem I've been having lately, just starting stuff but not actually getting around to finishing it. That's a topic I plan on talking about pretty soon in a different video. Alright, now on to the finished work. Here it is. Basically what I did to finish it was in order. I inked over the original pencil lines, then I just added the railing to the ramp, then I added the base color, then did some shading and detailing work, and then lastly I put in the background. I thought I would do kind of like a self-critique on myself for this piece. First I'm going to talk about the things that I like about it, and then I'll talk about things I don't really like or what I can improve on. Feel free to add your own input in the comments. I think I'd like to make a habit of doing this for future art and videos. So what do I like about this piece? First off, I like the pose. It's fairly complex for me. A lot of my work is either kind of just straight on portraits or just kind of just straight up standing positions. But with skateboarding, I'm kind of forced to work with more interesting body positions. Like in this one, the legs are bent, the arms are spread, the hair is flowing. There's kind of a lot going on. It took me a while to really figure out how to get the whole body to just look and feel right. But I think you can really like feel the action in this. I think there's definitely kind of like a sense of momentum. I also like that I chose to do the view from behind. It's kind of unconventional, at least for me. Again, going back to like how most of my work is just pretty like straightforward. Next thing I like is how the ramp turned out. Drawing wood is kind of interesting. Basically I just gave it some, slight color variations in there so that it has more texture and kind of physicality so that it actually does feel like wood. Also, in the ramp, I like the lines to give the piece some depth. Not something I generally have a whole lot of in my work. A little bit of perspective can add a lot, in my opinion. And lastly, the background, it's pretty simple. Just some simple clouds and just some layered shades of green for trees. But I think it works. I think it's effective. It's just, something simple to give it, kind of the feel that what you're looking at is part of like a bigger whole environment. Right, that's about all the main things that I like. Next up, things I don't like or that I think I could improve on. First dislike, something about the hair just doesn't feel quite right to me. I mean, it still looks pretty cool, and I meant for it to be exaggerated, obviously, but just doesn't feel quite natural or like it really fits, I guess. I don't know. Next, I think my shading and my shadows could definitely still use some work. I could have added some more detail to the ramp, probably. In general, I'd like to add more complexity to my work. Could be more detail or maybe more subject matter or just more like environmental details. I think for this piece and a lot of other stuff I make, I think there's like a good base there. I feel like there probably could be more. I'm definitely not trying to achieve like perfect realism when I make art like this, but I'd still like to work on my technical skills in certain areas just to make my work more interesting. All right, well, that's about everything I have to say about this piece. Again, let me know what you think in the comments. And if you want to see more of my work, check out my website, my Tumblr, or my Instagram. It'll all be linked in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.